Joining us now is Wesley Lowery. He's a reporter with the Washington Post. He was detained tonight by police, just released while he was there covering the situation in Ferguson. Mr. Lowery, Wesley, thanks very much for joining us. I appreciate you calling in.
Of course, no problem.
Can you tell us the circumstances of why you were arrested and then why you were released?
Of course, I'll give you the basics. I don't want to do too much other than what I put out on Twitter already, because I'm now seeing messages from the higher-ups saying to wait until I talk to our lawyers. But I will put this out here, is that we were working with McDonald's. For those who aren't here in Ferguson, it's about 2 blocks away from the ground zero, from the gas station that was burned down, from where these protests have been going on. So essentially, it's been the media center. It's where they've got outlets and they've got internet. And so a lot of reporters have been dropping in there to charge up, grab food, do that type of thing. At some point, as these afternoon protests were going on, armed officers, some kind of normally dressed, others in more of this riot and SWAT gear, came in initially saying, you all should leave, you should get out of here, and eventually, and some of us saying, well, can we say what's going on? Are you closing the McDonald's? Eventually they said, well, we can ensure your safety. If you stay, we're not going to answer 911 calls. After that, they came back a few minutes later, and then now they decided they were going to forcibly remove us. As I tried to pack up my bag, I pulled out my phone to video record, which an officer took exception to and told me to stop videotaping. I did not, which I think angered him. Then, as I was packing my bag and videotaping with one hand, he was angry I wasn't moving fast enough or whatnot. I put my backpack on and was trying to walk out. In the corner, I could see Ryan having the same type of interaction. As I turned around the corner, I was trying to ask him, well, my car is parked here. I go, am I going to be able to move my car? Can I get out? They didn't want to answer that question for me. They directed me towards one door, where I encountered another officer who then tried to direct me towards another door. I said, officers, where would you like me to go? As I turned to follow their instruction, my bag slipped off of my shoulder. I said, officers, I'm going to need to stop to adjust my bag. Give me 1 second, at which point they said, let's take him. Slammed me into the soda machine, grabbed my bag, grabbed my phone, and then put me in temporary restraints and took us outside. Moments later, I saw Ryan being let out in similar circumstances.
Did you identify yourself as press to these officers?
My Washington Post credentials were on my neck.
And were you hurt when they hit you into the soda machine?
Not in any real way. I mean, I certainly think that by my standards, I'd call it an assault. But I've been out here all week. I've seen people really get hurt. So I don't want to say that. I was not hurt.
In terms of what you have seen, both in the circumstances in which you were arrested and also what you were reporting on before then, is it your sense that what looks to be a military-style police response is getting more aggro over time, or is this just what it's looked like all week and this is fairly static?
I arrived on Monday afternoon, and this is exactly what it's looked like since I arrived.
Okay. In terms of you feeling like you didn't know how to avoid arrest in this circumstance, do you think that has been the case with other protesters and other people who have been arrested and detained by police in these circumstances? I mean, what's striking about your account and Ryan's is that it seems like you certainly weren't trying to get arrested. You were trying to do your jobs, but police gave you no way to avoid being arrested.
I think that is accurate. Listen, I went to the Ohio University, which for a long time was the top party school in the country. We used to have these street fests that would turn sometimes into riots. I dealt with a lot of riot police, and I was covering that for our college paper. I've covered crime scenes in Boston and Los Angeles and D.C. I've been at these such scenarios, and I don't take pride in the fact that I'd never been arrested. I was never looking to get arrested. But I say all that to say I've been in a lot of scenarios with very heavily armed police officers. I've been in a lot of scenarios where a journalist could conceivably be arrested. I don't believe Ryan and I did anything that merited us being taken into custody, and I think we were also both behaving in ways to try to avoid being taken into custody, because frankly, I would rather be out in the street right now talking to protesters trying to tell this story and no disrespect to you, but not sitting here on this chair talking on the phone about me.
Yeah. Wesley Lowery, a reporter with the Washington Post, detained tonight in Ferguson, Missouri, in this very intense policing environment. Wesley, I'm glad you're all right. Thanks for your time tonight. Thanks for taking time. Get back out there.